Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with what makes India a federal country. Clear? We have already done the features, and in the features we have seen that there is division of power in India, but the center is powerful than the states, but still there is a division of power. Now, the Constitution provides for the union list, the state list, and the concurrent list. In the union list, the subjects which are of national importance, such as defense, foreign affairs, banking, communications, and currency, are with the center, and the union government alone can make laws relating to these subjects. Next is the state list. It consists of, as the name suggests, of importance to state, such as police, trade, commerce, agriculture, and irrigation, right? So keeping this in mind, there is one box on page number 17 where an explanation, a question is there, that then why do we have Minister of Agriculture and Commerce in the Union Cabinet if agriculture is a state subject? So, children, you need to understand that agriculture is a very wide subject, and for wider prospects of these subjects regarding keeping the interest of interstate trade, a uniform policy has to be framed, and agricultural and economic experts are also part of the planning commission. Now, there are certain issues. India, we know, has agrarian economy. So, all different states cannot plan separately. Therefore, we have a Minister of Agriculture and Commerce in the Union Cabinet as well. Now, next is a concurrent list on which both the state and the center can make laws, and of course, if there is a clash, then the law made by the center will prevail. And next are the residuary powers. The residuary powers are those subjects which keep on arising from time to time but have not been included previously in the constitution, and as per the needs of the time they need to be included. So such subjects automatically go to the center or the union. Now, further, we can see that there are some states which are given special powers, but we are very clear now that after the Article 370 was revoked, Jammu and Kashmir was converted into two union territories, J&K and Ladakh. J&K with a legislature and Ladakh without a legislature. Next is that the sharing of powers between the union and the state governments. This is the basic structure of the constitution, and the parliament cannot make changes on its own alone. Clear? Any change, it has to be first passed by both the houses of the parliament with at least 2/3 majority. Clear? Similarly, the judiciary plays a very important role in the Indian federalism. We know that we have an independent judiciary. The Supreme Court has the authority to interpret the constitution. So, therefore, this helps in implementing the separation of powers, or we can say that it helps. Now, further, we are going to see that how the linguistic states were created, and it goes to the credit of the constitution makers that they did not impose any one language on the Indians. Though Hindi was given the status of official or identified as official language, but no national language was there. So our constitution recognizes 22 languages as scheduled languages in the constitution, and the regional governments, that is of various regions. For example, in Punjab, the state government has the provision to do its official language work in the official language, that is Punjabi. Similarly, other states, and English continues to be used as a language of interaction, communication, because it is a global language. Clear? And it remains as official language also in some states. In the southern states, English is very commonly used. Next is the topic of center state relation. Now next is center state relation. Now, restructuring the center state relation is one way in which federalism has been strengthened in practice. For many years, the government at the center and in most of the states were common. Clear? That helps in the smooth functioning of the country. But if we see in the recent years, say in the last 10 years or so, we have observed that if the government at the center, that is the political parties which has formed the government at the center, is different from those of in the states, generally the relationships are not so smooth as they are of the same political parties, because the state governments which are of a different political party, generally they accuse the central government of being partial with the states in which the same party is ruling. So this gave another change which came was of the coalition governments. Coalition government is that when having alliances with the regional parties, generally when no single party gets a majority, so they take help of the other regional parties to form the government, right? So as we used to have in Punjab earlier, the BJP Akali Dal alliance. Clear? So this has created a different setup and given the importance to regional parties as well along with the national parties. But if a party is voted to power with clear majority at the center, then the states in which that political party government are not there generally can face problems, or the center can be biased in giving them certain favors, releasing grants, or this is what the other political parties feel. So somewhere or the other, this leads to straining of the relations between the center and the state. Otherwise, in general, because constitution gives powers to the state and the central government, so it helps in the smooth functioning of the various governments at different levels.